Hey guys, coming to you late again. Hello. Alrighty, let me share this on my business pages. Waiting for people to come on, sorry, just smiling. Just smiling because the universe is good. Right, guys? Give me some hearts, likes, tell me where you're from, say hi. It's interactive. And hello, geez. Thank you for all of the likes and hearts. Hi. All right, guys. Happy Valentine's Day. I'm wearing my pink fuzzy sweater to celebrate. Oh, I love it. All right, cool. So, I'm just in a really great mood. Hold on. Let me just take a sip of my coffee. Ah, coffee. That's love right there, right? Am I right? Okay, cool. All right, let me go ahead and introduce myself just in case there's people on here that don't know who I am. My name is Justine Leslie. I'm an intuitive coach, a spiritual mentor. I like helping people help heal themselves, create a life of emotional freedom, and get spiritually connected in a way that feels really good to them. So, I know I do a lot, but check out my website. It's justineleslie.com if you have any questions, and I also will drop in, and I haven't been dropping my scheduler, so if you've been trying to get in touch with me or wanting to schedule an appointment, I apologize. You can find them on Old Lives and also on my main Facebook page and my personal page on the left side under what I do. So, okay, let's talk about today, right, guys? Obviously, it's Valentine's Day, and if you're finding yourself bitter, this is a really, really good live to watch. I wrote some notes down, but I'm mostly going to improvise because I don't know. I feel like I get my point across better when I do, and I feel like I'm not really sure where I like when things are conversational, and I'm not really sure where the direction of this is going to go. But this is actually really important to me because I've actually always felt very, very bitter on Valentine's Day for a long time. And I spent Valentine's Days, being in a relationship and being single. But most of the time, very, very bitter on the years that I was single. So, this Valentine's Day today, I am single AF, right? I have no one, and I could not be any happier. And I know it's because I transformed something, my mindset around it and something within me. And, practicing spirituality has really helped me realize that, I was actually searching for love outside of myself instead of realizing that, guess what? We already have it. It's already there. And I am it. I have it. And nobody can actually give it to me. Or take it away. And that's the great thing. The most important relationship you have is with yourself. Yes. Let me like that right now. So true. And I love me, right? And I'm going to treat myself really special today. And maybe I'll treat myself to a latte. I'm going a little crazy. But, it's always great, if you're single, to treat yourself. Because it's absolutely so true. The greatest relationship you're ever going to have is with yourself. You're with yourself. My friend, oh my God, this is so funny, guys. My friend used to say this, all the time. And everyone used to think it was, super morbid. But it's not. It's true. You're born alone and then you die alone. And that's the truth, right? You can have relationships in between. They can be significant. They could be forever. I don't want to use the word forever. They can be for a long time, and they could be for a short time. But in the long run, taking care of yourself and making sure that you're happy and that you're loved, as a single entity, as your own being, is super, super important. I'm telling you guys, people are going to come and go. Do not rely on other people to make you happy or make you feel love. I feel love right now. I could feel love intensely when I go and I meditate. I can feel it at any point that I want, and it has nothing to do with the significant other. Now, when we're bitter, so if we break this down, and I'm going to kind of break this down like a coaching session, because as I was kind of writing out notes, it almost felt like one. But when we're bitter, what feelings does that bring up besides bitterness? So bitterness is, if I was to ask you that and ask people that, I think they would come up with obviously negative, right? It's on the negative scale. But mostly jealousy would come up, or anger, or envy, or any of those things that falls under that category. And I can understand that. I can definitely understand that. But what that's doing is actually putting you in a place of lack, right? And when it comes down to the universe doesn't respond to lack, right? The universe responds to abundance. So, basically, is what I'm trying to say is that, being bitter is actually doing the exact opposite of what you actually want, right? So the more you stew in the negative, the more you will attract the negative, right? So the bitterness is just like this ugly cycle of negativity, right? I can't explain it any other way, but hopefully that makes sense. Yeah. Okay. Does that make sense, guys? Can I get likes or hearts if it does? The truth is that I think, when it comes down to, sorry guys, I'm trying to collect my thoughts. I have a lot. When it comes down to, being bitter, and stewing in the negative, I think, a lot of the times, like I said, you're in lack, but you also have this deep-seated belief that you're never going to find someone. And that's what we have to combat here, and then we also have to combat, so what if you never find anybody, right? So we have to combat the idea that you are not worthy of someone, or you're never going to find someone, or you're, not pretty enough, you're not handsome enough, whatever the limiting belief is that you have about relationships or love is usually the thing that's fueling the bitterness as well. Does that make sense? Hopefully it does. And then that deep-seated limiting belief, I'm never going to find someone, why don't you counter it with, what if I never find someone? And I've been practicing that myself, because I used to, yesterday I did a live on codependency, and it actually kind of fits together with this week and this week's theme of love. And I used to be extremely codependent and pretty much relying on other people to tell me that I'm worthy enough, or I'm good enough, or I'm worthy of love, etc., etc. I don't need that anymore. I'm recovering codependent, and although, like I said yesterday, I fall into patterns that are unhealthy from time to time, especially if the feelings are intense, which sorry, I don't even know what the word I'm looking for here. They tend to be, considering I'm an empath and I feel very deeply. So usually when I like someone, I really, really like someone, right? I'm sure you guys could relate. And I fall fast, right? Or not really fast, hard. Hard is a good word. So, I guess what I'm saying is, that we need to really realize that, depending on another person to define us or tell us who we are, or make us feel worthy, or any of those things is absolutely suffering, right? And Buddhists say life is suffering, right? And usually we're creating our own suffering, right? So these thoughts are actually, I've never done any of those things. Sad-faced. So we're creating our own suffering, guys, by having these thoughts, right? And what I do too as well is, let me tell you, the people that flaunt their relationships, mostly sometimes on Valentine's Day, I get it when people want to give a shout out to their significant other, or whatnot, but usually when people flaunt their relationships, they're trying to compensate for a relationship that's not so great. And there are people out there, guys, that would rather be in a relationship and rather not be alone than be in the relationship with themselves and stand with themselves and love their own selves. And that's true. And when you look at that, that is more of a codependent situation. That's kind of what I'm talking about. And it's almost a little sad. It's almost like, I can't, it's almost like you can't rely on your own strength. And you know that you can. Everybody can. But at the end of the day, you know, some of these couples that you're bitter about, you know, behind closed doors, they don't have great relationships. They're abusive. They're emotionally abusive, physically, psychologically. They are not in love with each other. They're in it because they have a mortgage, whatever it is. And you can look at yourself and turn it around and say, wow, I'm so blessed to, you know, love myself enough to not put myself in a relationship that drains me or doesn't serve me or abuses me or any of those things. And that's really what you need to be focusing on, because shout out to the single people that have left relationships that have absolutely destroyed them. Shout out. Like, you should be really proud of yourselves today that you're deciding to give love to yourself instead of being in a situation where, you know, the love is almost, I guess I could say, codependent, and I also we could say is conditional, right? Instead of it being unconditional, right? So, because that's what the love is with ourselves, right? It's unconditional. It's, you know, you love yourself at all times. You know, you make a mistake, you still love yourself. You know, get in the wrong relationship, you still love yourself. You fail at something, you still love yourself. It's, you need to get to a place of where it is very pure and it's true. And yeah, hopefully that makes sense. I guess, you know, at the end of the day, what I'm trying to say is that if you can rethink, you know, and change your mindset about that bitterness that you have and really be appreciative or have gratitude for the respect that you have for yourself and for the respect that you have for the universe, that the timing is just not right for you right now to be with someone, and the respect that you have for your, you know, honoring, you know, a relationship that means something to you. I know for me, you know, I don't really just date anyone. I want to be with somebody, you know, my time and my energy are my most important resources, and if I'm with someone, it's going to be with someone great. And right now, it just happens that, you know, maybe I have more healing work to do, and the universe has not presented that to me, and it is what it is. And, you know, I'm okay with that. You know, it's not about being bitter, because at the end of the day, and, you know, I've been talking about, you know, couples and being in unhealthy relationships. Yeah, today is about both those couples and the ones that are in healthy relationships too. And it's wonderful to be in a relationship. I'm not trying to say that it's not right now. It's actually the most beautiful thing. Relationships are a really great addition to the human experience. And we should be happy for them. We should be happy for them. We should be spending a lot of time in the positive, being really, really grateful that there are healthy relationships and using them as a model for something that you want in the future. And that's really helpful for me. It's really important to me to be surrounded by my friends who are the ones in the healthy relationships. It's really important. And yes, you can love yourself and being in a loving relationship, but the difference between a healthy relationship and a not so healthy relationship is that those in the not so healthy relationship are dependent on that love that the other person gives them. So when it becomes a breakup or it doesn't work out or you know, whatever, the demise of it, then that's like an identity gone, right? And it's like, okay, I lost the love. But guess what? You never lose it. That's the point. You never lose it. You never gain it and you never lose it. It's all additional love on top of it, right? So you are love, and that's so important, because if you're sitting here on Valentine's Day wallowing in your own pity, saying that nobody loves me, you know, I don't have a significant, look in the mirror. Like, seriously, look in the mirror. You are love. You are it. That is it. That is it. And those that are in the couples that have this unhealthy way of looking at relationships and are extremely codependent, like, be blessed you're not in that position. Be blessed. Be blessed that you have respect for yourself. Be blessed that you can recognize that you are loved. I know I keep kind of repeating myself, but I know people are jumping on, but It's a really, really good thing. Trust me. There is no room for bitterness in love. There's just not. There's no room for the negative. It is what it is, right? And it's okay. It's okay. It's okay to be single. It's okay to treat yourself today. And, you know, obviously I'm talking about bitterness not being the greatest thing, but again, I'm a feelings person. If you feel bitter, feel it, let it pass, right? Feel it and let it pass. And it's okay. It's a normal feeling, right? It's a normal feeling to be bitter on days like this. But in order to combat it in a healthy way, I believe that you need to acknowledge it, you need to feel it, and then you need to let it pass, which is exactly what it wants to do. It doesn't want to wallow. It doesn't want to manifest into something bigger. It doesn't want to manifest into depression and anxiety. It doesn't want to do that. It wants to be let go. But you're the only one that has the power to let it go. So, I kind of went through a lot about bitterness. Definitely use that last part to, you know, try to let it go. You know, I'm not perfect. You know, sometimes I get a little frustrated when I'm in the dating scene, right? Trust me, I think a lot of people do. But it just means that these people aren't for you, and something bigger is in store for you and better and more aligned with what you're looking for. It's just a matter of, you know, being patient and really respecting where you are in your life right now. And if you spent the last 4 to 5 Valentine's days alone, it's all right, you know, or last 2 or last 10 or every single one. It doesn't really matter at the end of the day. Give yourself the love that you feel like you're lacking, and I guarantee you, you will be feeling a lot better about your outlook and your mindset about your life and about love in general. So, all right, I've done enough preaching. And it's actually, like, really hot. I love this sweater, and I'm trying to wear it for Valentine's Day, but, like, it's just too hot. So I have to change. All right, cool, guys. Hopefully that made sense. Hopefully I wasn't yelling at you too much. But let me just tell you, you are beautiful. You are loved. You are the most important thing in your life. Take care of yourself. Take care of yourself. Access the love you already have. That's what I have to leave you with. All right. Bye, guys.